There's a new internet challenge that has been taking TikTok by storm lately. A challenge that supposedly takes you to an alternate dimension and can even leave you trapped there or leave you dead. Let's dive in, shall we? But as always, before I start the video, I encourage everyone to subscribe. Majority of my audience is not subscribed, so it is free. Also, check out all my social medias, and you can even check out my merch store. I'm wearing some merch right now. It's all good price. It's all linked in the description below. But anyways, let's jump right into the video. The F74 challenge is a game that claims to originate in Japan. The name F74 supposedly stands for Floor 74, the name of an alternate dimension that you can supposedly end up in simply by writing a code on your wrist and then falling asleep. The dimension itself consists of a long, narrow hallway with a bunch of doors along the side, sort of like an infinite hotel room. You arrive there and there is all these doors marked with random numbers and phrases. In order to win this game, you have 10 hours to find a door marked F74. If you do not find this door within 10 hours, you supposedly either get trapped there or, even worse scenario, you can be killed there. That supposedly isn't even where it ends. If you look behind you at any point during this game, a tall, shadowy figure will be right there and they will take you away to the white room. Now, it is not known what happens in this white room because supposedly not many people have actually survived being in there. But from those who claim to have been in there, the only way to escape is to bang the walls loud enough in hopes that you awake yourself. As if not, no one truly knows what actually happens. There's a very wide variety of claims revolving around it on TikTok. Some claim that they actually made it to the room, and some others claim that it doesn't work at all. And then of course there are others who claim something completely different than what was actually originally described. An account by the name of testing.74 had one of these different encounters. Supposedly when they went to bed, they were immediately attacked by a shadow figure, only to wake up in their own room, yet only to have everything around them be affected by the shadow creature once again. But then of course they woke up yet again, only to find that those were both dreams. Another account by the name of Lucky F74 had two people try the challenge together. This video also has the caption, "If they do not post again within 12 hours, then that means they are dead." Of course, naturally, they did post hours later, but they claim that they only woke up after a short coma from attempting the challenge. None of these experiences are exactly unique, as countless other accounts have claimed to try the challenge, all with wildly differing results. Some claim that it wasn't real, some claim that it was, and of course some even claim that people they know have died during the challenge. Of course, there is no actual proof of this, and all of it is either fake or just speculation. There's no actual way, of course, to prove how someone is dreaming or what they are seeing in their dreams. And that's sort of why trends like these, they often become a huge mystery for a lot of people, because how do you exactly test it? The only way you can test it is by doing it for yourself. So that's exactly what I am doing today. However, When I am playing this game, I'm going to do a little bit of a twist that other people hadn't really done. I am going to be playing this game for 5 days. Each individual weekday of this week, I will be rewriting the code on my wrist before I go to bed. Pretty simple, right? Well, in order to get the best results, I decided that there was a few other things I needed to do for this challenge. Since this challenge does rely on dreaming, I think that I should take steps in order to better ensure that I have more vivid dreams. So I have decided for the next week that I will stick to a routine that maximizes my possibility of dreaming. For this week, I will not be drinking any caffeinated beverages throughout the week. I will not use my phone at late hours of the night. I will be sticking to a strict sleeping schedule. And of course, I will record all my dreams in a diary. So now that we've established the rules, it's time I go out and purchase some materials. There's a lot of conflicting information over what color pen I should use, but I find that the red seems to be the most apparent and the one I see most often, so I'm just gonna go with that. And of course, I'm going to grab a dream journal as well for this. And since I'm already out, I might as well look around the shopping center a bit, grab some food, then blow out of there. Now, I've gotten most of my supplies, but I still have a few supplies at home that I want to try out. The first being a simple face mask that I'm going to wear in order to block out any light. The second one is whatever this thing is. It supposedly should block out sound. After this, it's time to make my bed. And now that my bed is made, it's time to start the challenge. So night 1 went smoothly. I didn't have any dreams of any parallel dimensions or anything like that, but I did wake up to the realization that I had to go to work in an hour. I did record a dream I had though. From what I wrote down, it was a dream about me being trapped in a cabin during the end of the world. But this cabin was down in California? In hindsight, living in California is a lot scarier than any alternate dimension where you die in your sleep, but I am not satisfied with the results yet. So the following day was nothing special in the routine. I managed to get through the day without any caffeine, surprisingly, huge accomplishment for me, and I avoided my bed for most of the day. Eventually, I ended up falling asleep at 9:30 and woke up at 5 a.m. I didn't remember any specific dreams, all I remember was some junkyard. Still unsatisfied, but since I'm up at 5 a.m., it's a perfect time to go walk my dog. So after the first 2 nights of error, I decided to look up some ways to actually change the outcomes here. A lot of answers claim that the reason it doesn't work is because you aren't thinking of it when you fall asleep. Which makes sense, I suppose. So from now on, I'm adding a new variable. I will write down F74 on a sheet of paper 20 times before I go to bed, in order to better get it into my memory. Night 3 was once again what seemed to be a failure. I have been having more frequent dreams, but nothing like the challenge describes. With only 2 nights left and no success, there's only so many other factors you can change. The only hope now is to continue what I'm doing and hope for some results. Night 4, I changed from a pen to a Sharpie, yet it appears that no new results were actually achieved. I still didn't enter any hallways or anything inherently weird, just a dream about casual things like work. However, we've got one more night of this. I'm counting on everything. It's all been leading up to this final night. I decided to write down the code on both wrists and prepare for the grand finale. I went to bed, and finally, when I woke up in the morning, I finally got the answer. So to finally answer all of the rumors, is the challenge real? No. From the very get-go, I'm pretty sure we all knew this challenge was fake. However, doing more research into it really exposes that a little bit more. For starters, I cannot find any actual sources or evidence that claim that this challenge actually comes from Japan. There's no evidence of it, so it is likely an Americanized trend from youth on TikTok. This is also further supported by the earliest sources I can find coming from October 2022. From, you guessed it, TikTok. There is also a very notable, striking similarity to the backrooms, another trend that got widely popular around the same time and predates it by about 2 years. Of course, naturally, waking up in this long, infinite hallway being attacked by shadow creatures is not exactly original, and of course it popped up as soon as the backrooms rose up in popularity. However, this challenge doesn't even seem to be original. Just before this was the 69054 trend, where you may guess, you write a little code on your wrist, you fall asleep, and then what? You end up in an alternate reality. And even then, both of these games are inspired by things like the elevator game, which of course, naturally, the idea of writing a code to enter an alternate dimension as some form of game has always been a fake trend. However, if all of us know they are fake, then how do these trends still surge in popularity? Well, you may notice that there's a bit of a problem. Trends like these seem to try and prey on young, naive children who do not actually understand that these are fake. When you look at the original videos, almost all of them are catered towards young audiences. They will use child-friendly things such as Roblox in order to draw in a small crowd of younger children who will then further spread this around like wildfire because they are gullible enough to believe it. Or when you look at most of the people who are actually participating in the trend, you may notice a lot of them are minors, which is concerning even when other creators are very obviously faking their deaths. Their young, impressionable fans do not actually think otherwise and are gullible enough to believe these set of events. Now, I won't be getting into the potential dangers that a bunch of naive children on TikTok can bring, but it is a concern when you have all of them believing in trends like these, and especially knowingly participating in a trend that they full well believe could actually kill them. It's a little bit weird. And of course, when you think of the implications that can have on someone, especially young people, when they participate in things that they believe can kill them, that is not really good for developing minds, now is it? My only hope with this video is that I can better express and show that these trends are not real. Of course, people always will spread this stuff to younger audiences in hopes that gullible people will fall for it and give them more attention. However, what a lot of people don't really understand is they really undermine the danger that these actions can have. Of course, when you have all these kids who knowingly do things that they think are going to kill them, that is a serious problem for the website. And of course, when these videos are very obviously trying to target younger children, it is really morally wrong, I would say. It is important that we better try and pay attention to trends like these on the internet, and of course to try and urge minors away from them. You do not want to be exposing minors and very young children to things like this because they do not understand that it's not real. Of course, all these trends are fake, but of course this one trend is not the only one that's going to happen. More and more of them are just going to keep popping up, but it is important that you keep a careful eye on it because a lot of these trends have very, very harmful effects. But other than that, I don't want to go too deep into it. I feel like I have done my part in the beginning here, talking about how I feel about the trend, all of that. But other than that, I'm going to end this video here. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I would really appreciate if you guys went down below, left a like, subscribe to my video. Not all of you guys are subscribed. I'd really like if you subscribed. Also, don't be afraid to buy a sweater or a shirt. It is a great way to support me as a creator. And of course, the more money I make off of YouTube, the more I can prioritize it. So, supporting me, buying a sweater, you also get something, as well as you are giving me a chance to upload more content for you guys. Other than that, I'd like to thank everyone so much for coming. All my social media is linked in the description below. And of course, if you do have any business inquiries, my personal email will also be in the description below. But thank you all for coming. I will see you all next time.